Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Thursday. And yes, we are still talking about punctuation. And we talked about it on Tuesday. We quick reviewed the period, the question mark, exclamation point, comma. We know the comma, you take a pause. Question mark and exclamation point can team up together to feel really extreme or just add more exclamation points. And then we talked about on Tuesday the ellipsis. Remember that long word? Ellipsis. Yeah, it's the 3 dots. It's the 3 periods. It looks like 3 periods, but it's a type of punctuation mark. It is a row of 3 dots. And like I said, no more, no less, always 3 dots. It can't be 2 dots, can't be 4 dots or 5 dots. It's always going to be 3 dots. Okay. How do we read them? We see the ellipsis, we take a pause. Longer than a comma pause, but make sure you take a pause. Okay. Sometimes you want to add the build up for the suspense, right? They're used to create suspense or show hesitation, or the sentence isn't unfinished. Like you have this thought and you didn't finish your thought. You were thinking, but you didn't finish it. Okay. Interruption. Someone might be interrupting, or just a silent response. Like I got no response. So I just said, ... Like I don't got anything to say. I got no words. Okay. So on Tuesday, we talked about Miss Summer stealing our tacos. Well, now we have someone at the door. Okay. So suspense. The door swung open. It was Miss Aubrey. You see the suspense side, that pause there. The ellipsis showed us to pause for the suspense. Like, who could be at the door? It was Miss Aubrey. There's Miss Aubrey at our door. Now, hesitation. Remember, you're not sure. You're taking a guess. You might be taking a while. So the hesitation that it could be splitting up the sentence. I don't know who's knocking at the door. I think it could be Mrs. Aubrey. All right. You see how I have the ellipsis there. I didn't just say, I don't know who's knocking at the door. I think it could be Miss Aubrey. No, the writer put that there to show hesitation. You're not sure. So I don't know who is knocking at the door. I think it could be Miss Aubrey. See how there's a difference there? Or the unfinished sentence. I felt like was in the story a lot, and it might be in a lot story today. If it's just like the story's not finished, they're not finished that thought, or it might continue on to the next page. If only we knew who was at the door. Thinking, who is at the door? Even the didn't even finish its thought there. Interruption, right? I think I know who knocked on the door. It was Miss Aubrey, right? Like it's Miss Aubrey. Boom. Interruption there. Okay. Silent response. We talked about this, right? Remember when Miss Summers was so guilty that she took the tacos and like, it was you. And she was like, had no response. So I yelled, I know it is you, Mrs. Aubrey. And Mrs. Aubrey's like, yeah, you caught me. I've been at the door. I've been knocking. I'm making all this noise, right? You caught me. Okay. So ellipsis. When we see the ellipsis, we take a pause. Longer than a comma pause, but take that pause. Might be dramatic about it. Okay. So here's a story called Bear Came Along. Now we read about creepy carrots and that got a little suspenseful, right? A little scary a bit. This one's not a scary one. There's just there is suspense, but there's a lot of unfinished sentences too that kind of continue to the next page. So you're going to see a lot of ellipsis. Okay. So on the first page, spot one right there at the end. Okay. So once there, let me tell you, Bear Came Along is the book, is the title. I also have the book here, but I don't know who wrote the story. Okay, I'd have to go to my own page. You can't see it right there, but it's by Richard T. Morris and illustrated by Lou Fan. Okay, so I wanted to make sure we knew who the writer was because they're putting ellipsis there for us to read them. Give that pause. So once there was a river that flowed night and day, but it didn't know it was a river. So I have that pause there. Okay, so that sentence isn't finished. We got to go to the next page. So the river didn't know it was a river until there's another ... right? Suspense until Bear came along. Okay, Bear finds a river. Bear was just being curious. There's an unfinished sentence, right? It's going to go to the next page. There's those 3 dots right there, ellipsis. Bear was just being curious when he realized what the river could do. Ooh, he fell into the river. It splashed. But he didn't know he was on an adventure until, you see these pauses here? Right? He didn't know he was on an adventure until, a little suspenseful, until what? Until what? Froggy hopped on. Okay, so Bear is going down the river because the river's motion moves and the bear's moving and a frog hopped along. Okay. Froggy was a lonely frog who was looking for a friend, but she didn't know how many she had. There's the ... Until the turtles tried to warn them about the things that could go wrong. let's see. So the turtles are like, hey, heads up, you're going down the river. Like, so she's like, oh, I didn't know I had these friends. These turtles are like, hey, you're going down the river. Be careful. The turtles showed up, but they didn't know how to enjoy the ride. So the turtles joined, but they didn't know how to enjoy the ride. Okay. Until Beaver climbed aboard. Oh my goodness, this is a lot on the log here. Bear was born to captain, to lead. He knew exactly where to go, but he didn't know about the detours until, suspenseful. There's those 3 dots, the ellipsis. Until what? What detours? Detours are like a kind of like you have to change where you're going, change direction because there's something in the way. Until the raccoons dropped in. Uh-oh. Why is everyone joining them? All right. Can you tell in this picture right here, to me, the illustrator, it kind of looks like the river's moving kind of quickly, moving a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm just looking at like those white lines in the blue. It kind of looks like it's moving a little bit faster here. So wonder if something's going to happen, right? They're going down a river, all the animals on a log. There's a lot of suspense building with all these ellipses. Let's see. The raccoons were so excited about the twists and turns ahead, but they didn't know they had to be careful. For what? What is to be careful of? Oh my gosh, these ellipses are killing me, right? What's the suspense? They have to be careful for what? Until they crashed into Duck. Ah! Oh no, look at this picture, the first one underneath until. Duck looked like he was just minding his own business. Poor Duck. I wonder if he's a truck full of ducks. Anyway, and then all the animals crashed into him. Watch out, Duck. Duck was so content being right where she was, but she didn't know there was a world to see. Oh, she didn't know there was an adventure to join. Until, okay. Are you guys are you on the edge of your seat a little bit? Okay. It's been building, right? They've been going down the river. Looks like it's getting faster. All the animals are joining. They're all on a log until, can you see in that picture at all? It's so hard to see probably. It's like there's like this like light. I don't know if it's splashing. Until, there's no words on this page. The ellipsis is really on a cliffhanger right here. Until what? Until what? I want to know what happens. Oh gosh. Can you see their eyes? It almost looks like panic, right? Panic. What's going to happen until? Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Until, ellipsis is just until. Where's the rest of the sentence? Until. Are they going to drop? Are they going to make it? Oh my gosh, because it's a waterfall. Oh, Bear held on to Froggy. Froggy held on to the turtles. Turtles held on to Beaver. Beaver held on to raccoons. Raccoons held on to Duck. Duck they kind of look happy, like they're enjoying this. Is anyone panicked? Bear looks a little panicked. Turtle does too, but everyone else kind of seems happy with it. Oh, looks like they're splashing. Oh, what a ride. They kind of all look happy now, right? They got to go down that waterfall. Maybe it's like a slide for them, a water park. So many different animals living their separate lives, but they didn't know they were in it together until another ellipsis, until what? Until what? There's no words there. There's still no words, right? Until, right? There's so many animals living separate lives. Basically, they didn't know that they needed each other until, there they are hanging out in the river. The river came along. That was really nice though. They didn't know they needed each other until they found that river, right? And they were all in that river together and they were like, wow, we had so much fun together. They're lucky they didn't get hurt going down that waterfall, but there was a lot of suspense there, but they needed each other to have fun again. They were all living their separate lives. Aw, all those animals. Be safe. I don't know if I can handle another until ellipsis. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right. So that was our story. I told you there was a lot of ellipsis in there, right? The 3 dots, a lot of suspense, a lot of unfinished sentences in there. So the punctuation, those little marks are powerful. Do not ignore them. I was reading with a group yesterday and we almost ignored the commas, but the sentence didn't sound right. The commas are also important. Give them that pause. Ellipsis, get that longer pause in there, right? The writer put them there for us. So let's pay attention to them. All right. So have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about quotation marks. Okay. All right. Bye.